Good morning, students. This is Kurade ma'am from Shivraj Mahavidyalaya, Gadinglas. Today we are going to complete one poem by Sarojini Naidu, and the name of that poem is The Indian Weavers. First, we are going to know about the introduction of the poet. Then after we are going to learn the poem. The introduction of the poem, Sarojini Naidu. Sarojini Naidu was a political activist, feminist, and the first Indian woman who became the president of the Indian National Congress. She was an important figure in India's struggle for independence. Sarojini Naidu's work as a poet earned her the sobriquet of Nightingale of India. Later she became the governor of United Province in 1947, becoming the first woman to hold the office of the governor in independent India. Now, this is the introduction of the poem, and we are going to learn the poem of Sarojini Naidu, and the name of the poem is Indian Weavers. Now children, let us go to the first stanza of the poem. There are three stanzas in this poem, Indian Weavers. And Sarojini Naidu, when the name is given to this poem, the second word weavers, in this word there are two parts of speech. The verb is available in this word and also noun is available in this word. To weave is one activity, one action is there, so it is a verb. And weavers is a noun, a one who makes a cloth. A person who makes a cloth is a weaver. So this name is given by Sarojini Naidu for this poem, Indian Weavers. Indian Weavers poem focuses on craft and skill of Indian weavers. And this poem is a very short poem written in a colloquial form, colloquial means conversion form. This poem is written by the poem in a conversion form. And the three stages of human life are mentioned in this poem by the poet Sarojini Naidu. And these three stages are: the birth means childhood, the adulthood means youth, and the death means old age. These three stages of human life are explained very significantly by the poet, with giving some references of colors, with giving some garments, types of garments in this poem. So in this poem the weavers weaving three types of garments, which is in a different color and which is waves in a particular time of a day. When the weavers weave a garment for the childhood, it is blue in a color and it is weaved in a early morning. And for the adulthood means youth, the time is totally different used in this poem. The time is evening and the color is also different, the purple and green. These colors are used for adulthood, means youth. And the last stage of human life is old age, means death. And white color indicates for this death. Means here, when the weavers are made a cloth, when the weavers are weave a garment, for these all stages, the time is totally different and the colors are totally different. And these colors are very significant, indicates moods refer to the events. Now Indian Weavers is a very nice poem, very beautiful poem which is written by Sarojini Naidu. Now we are going to learn first stanza of this poem. First I am going to read the first stanza of the poem, Indian Weavers. Now the first stanza is this: weavers weaving at break of day, why do you weave a garment so gay? Blue as the wing of a halcyon white, we weave the robes of a newborn child. Now this is the first stanza of the poem Indian Weavers. And in this first stanza, there are 4 lines. And in these 4 lines, the one question is asked by the poet to the weavers, and the weavers gives reply to the question of the poet. And when the poet is asked a question to a weavers, the time is break of a day, means it is a early morning session. And in this stanza, the blue color indicates that the hopefulness, freedom, joy and enjoy. And this stanza refers to the childhood. The last line is this, newborn child, means this word refers to the childhood. It means that the question is this, which is asked by a poet to the weavers. The question asks, why do you wear a garment so gay? The question is asked by a poet to the weavers, why do you wear a garment early in the morning, which is so charming? Gay means charming, beautiful. This type of a garment, which is you wear in a early morning session and which is charming, which is beautiful, why do you make this garment? And immediately the weavers replies to the question. The weaver says that yes, we are weaving a one cloth, we are weaving a one garment which is blue in a color and which is like a wings of a halcyon white. Halcyon is a one bird, kingfisher, which has bright and colorful plumes. Plumes means children, soft feathers. Now these 2 lines, the answer when weavers gives to a poet, the weaver says that we are weaving a one cloth for a childhood, for a newborn child, and the color is blue. The blue color indicates in this poem for the hopefulness, for the freedom, joy, happiness and enjoyment of the life. So when this answer gives to the question, this shows that the childhood is full of enjoyment, the childhood is full of hope, the childhood is full of freedom. All these are hidden in this answer which is given by a weavers to a poet. The poet's question is this, why you make a garment which is so cute, which is so beautiful, and why do you wear this garment early in the morning, in this specific time? Weavers replies that yes, we are going to make this garment for a child person, for a newborn child, means childhood life stage. And this life stage is a blue color indicates, means full of freedom, joy, happiness. And this is a halcyon whites, means bright feathers, means childhood is totally bright, freedom, hope and happiness and enjoyment is there. This is expressed by the poet in this first stanza, in these 4 lines of the poem. Now go to the second stanza of this poem. Weavers weaving at fall of night, why do you weave a garment of bright? Like the plumes of peacock, purple and green, we weave the marriage bells of a queen. Again here the poet asks a well question, but this time is totally different. This time is not early morning session, this is a fall of a night, means it is an evening. This word fall of night is probably referred to a evening session. Dark time is there, and when the sun sets and darkness paws the way, it is called fall of a night. So the question is this by poet to the weavers, why do you weave, why do you make a garment, a cloth which is so bright? And the time is, why do you make this garment in a specific time, fall after night, means it is an evening. This very nice, this very bright garment you are weaving in a evening period. Why? This question is for the weavers. And weavers replies to the question of Sarojini Naidu's, like the plumes of peacock, purple and green, we wear the marriage bells of a queen. They replies that we are making a one cloth for a marriage bells of a queen. This marriage bells of a queen, this suggests that, this indicates that the adulthood, the youth stage of a life. And youth stage of life when expressed in this stanza, the plums of peacock, purple and green. The plums of peacock, plums means soft feathers and peacock is a bird. Purple and green, these two colors are used. Purple color symbolize that struggle and sorrow which is in a adulthood, which is in a youth. And green color indicates that happiness. It means that when it gives answer to the question of poet, the weaver says that yes, we are going to make a one cloth, one garment for the adulthood, for the youth, which is so beautiful, which is light, soft, and different colors are held in this adulthood. Purple and mostly purple and green are used like the feathers of a peacock. In a feathers of a peacock there are many colors and mostly there purple and green. And purple and green color indicates the sorrow and happiness of the life. So this stanza refer to the youth, means adulthood of the life stage. And it says that, this stanza says that, refers that, indicates that adulthood is, there are so many ups and downs in this stage, and there are marriage bells, means there are two persons who are made for each other and they gets married and quest for a prosperous life, for the development of life. And there are also some struggles, and we want to make our adulthood bride to come forward from this all. So poet says that question, and the answer is given by the weavers. The question, in short, the question is this, which is asked by the poet: why this garment made in a evening session which is so bright? And the answer is given, yes, we are going to make a one garment for which is useful for a marriage bells of a queen. Marriage bells of a queen means youth, adulthood, which is full of sorrow, and which is sorrow, and also there is a happiness, and there are ups and downs in our adulthood, and there is also struggle, and we want to catch all this and achieve some. This indicates from the answer of the weavers. Now go to the third stanza of the poem. Weavers weaving Solomon and still, why do you wave in the moonlight chill? White as a feather, white as a cloud, we wave the dead man's funeral shroud. We wave the dead man's funeral shroud. Now in the third stanza, the poet finds that the weavers are quite Solomon and still. Means they are quite sorrow and quite silent is there. And this moonlight chill means, the first stanza is, the time is break of day, means early morning session, fall of night means evening session, and moonlight chill means it is a end of the day, means it is a night. Now in this third stanza, the poet finds that weavers are quite silent, quite sorrowful, and quite grief is there. And this stanza indicates to the last stage of life, means it indicates to a old age, death means old age of the life. And this question, again here the question is asked by the poet to the weavers. But this question is asked by the poet to the weavers in a different manner. In these two stanzas, the poet asks the questions, why do you weave? Why do you weave? But here, not why do you weave a garment. She asks the questions to the, what do you weave in the moonlight? We come to know that The question is differently asked by the poet to the weavers. Not why do you, what do you? What do you means, and they gives answer. We are going to make a one cloth, and the name of that cloth is shroud. Shroud means, children, a one cloth which is used to wrap the dead body. This is called shroud. Yes, we are going to make a one funeral shroud which is useful for the last stage of a human life, means old age, means end of the life, and that is called death. So this is the poem. The Sarojini Naidu says that from this poem, the life which starts from joy and happiness of the life and ends with the sorrow and silence of the life. Now children, there are some key words we want to remember for the exam. Next. And these key words are rhyming words used in the poem, rhyming scheme which is used in the poem, figures of speech of the poem, and language style which is used by the poet in the poem Indian Weavers. Now go to the first point, rhyming words. Back there. In each and every stanza the rhyming words are used by the poet, and the rhyming words are always used at last of the every line. And in these three stanzas the rhyming words are used. In the first stanza, day gay is the first rhyming words. Wild child, night bright, green queen, still chill, cloud shroud. These are the rhyming words used in this poem. And the rhyming scheme is used also in this poem, and the rhyming scheme is used AABB. This rhyming scheme is used in this poem. Figures of speech is also in this poem. The two figures of speech is mainly used in this poem, and these two figures of speech is simile and alliteration. And simile's example is this in the third stanza, white as a feather, white as a cloud. This is an example of a simile. It is an example of a simile because there is a contradiction between the two dissimilar things. Two dissimilar things means feather and cloud. There is a contradiction. The first rule is this, we want to find out the simile. And the second rule is this, the as word is used to make a comparison. To make a comparison between two dissimilar things. So this is an example of a simile. The alliteration example is this, weavers weaving. Alliteration example is this because W sound is used again. So this is an example of a alliteration. Now the second example of alliteration is Solomon and still. The S sound and here is S sound is again used. So when a one sound is again used in a sentence, we can say that this is an example of alliteration. So WW, these two sounds are again used in these two words. Here also WW, this W sound is again used in these two words. So this is an example of a alliteration. And in the third stanza, Solomon and still, S and here is the second S sound is repeated. So this is an example of a alliteration. And the last one is language style. The language styles, when we think about the language style of the poem, question answer pattern structure is used by the poet. This question is asked by the poet and answer is given by the weavers. Means the language style is used, question answering method by the poet, and very familiar and simple and easy to understand language is used by the poet. In this way, this poem is very important for the exam, and this poem expresses the three stages of human life in a different manner. The references are given differently by the poet. The references given different time and different garments are used for the references by the poet, and the moral is very nice of this poem. This poem is totally about a childhood, adulthood and the old age. And when we are think about the childhood is full of joy, happiness, and there is no touch of sorrow. And when we think about the youth, there is a struggle, there is a quest for a prosperous life, there is also a happiness which is come with a sorrow. And in the last stage of human life, the last stage, end of the life, means death. The death is totally emotionless and lifeless, there is totally silence. This moral is given by this poem. Thank you.